Okay, so for science today, for Thursday, we're going to be talking about how animals survive. Okay, and animals survive by using camouflage. They may hibernate during the winter. They might migrate or move to a different environment. Um, they might use mimicry, where they look like a poisonous creature so that they won't be eaten by predators, other animals that like to eat them. Okay, so we are going to use this anticipation guide. Okay, this is a before reading strategy, but what you're going to do, you're going to come to this next slide over here, and I can't help you with this. This is something we're going to do before reading, before you actually read the article. Okay, it's almost like doing a prediction type thing. Before you read a story, you look at the pictures to see what it's going to be about. But what you're going to do, and let me zoom out for a minute. You are going to use these circles here and choose whether you agree or disagree for each statement. And you only fill in this column right here that says before reading. Okay. All right. And they did the first one for you. A habitat is a geographical region or natural home inhabited by particular animals and plants. That word inhabited means that they live there. Okay, so they circled agree, A for agree, and you will just drag, you will move the circles, and you would put either agree or disagree as you read. All birds fly south in the winter because they need a warmer habitat to survive. Drag a circle and just put it on the A for agree or D for disagree, like that. And I'm going to go back now because I don't want to give any hints, but there are enough circles for you to drag and drop them. So you want to read each statement. Okay, the American alligator is the Georgia state reptile. Agree or disagree. Herons, which are birds, are adapted to marshes, lakes, rivers, bays, beaches, mangroves, and other wetlands in Georgia. Agree or disagree. The Georgia state bird is the brown woodpecker. Agree or disagree. The white-tailed deer is a mammal that lives in many habitats in Georgia. You drag the circle. Agree or disagree. The right whale is the Georgia state marine animal. It lives in the Atlantic Ocean. Circle agree or disagree. And then the last one, black bears live in the coastal areas of Georgia. Agree or disagree. Then what you're going to do after you finish that, I'm going to read this article. Okay, this STEMscopes article, Animals of Georgia. Okay, and I will read it. Okay, have you ever seen a bird make a nest? Have you ever seen a beaver tear down a tree in order to make a lodge? These are some examples of how animals use their bodies to survive in their habitat. Trees, like those shown to the right, are often the habitats of birds and squirrels. Can you think of other kinds of habitats and the kinds of animals that live in them? And your vocabulary word, a habitat, a geographical region or natural home inhabited by particular animals and plants. Can you think of other kinds of habitats and the kinds of animals that live in them? Okay, well, we talked about 5 different Georgia habitats. We've got the mountains, we've got the coastal area, the marshes and the swamps, we've got the Piedmont, we've got the ocean, okay? 5 geographical regions, okay? Animal survival. Animals have different needs for surviving in their individual habitats, including food, water, air, protection, and shelter. Different animals meet these needs in unique ways. Okay, here we see a picture of a bear, okay, doing the trying to hibernate. And then here you see, looks like an otter trying to build a dam or a lodge, okay. Some animals use camouflage to meet their basic need for protection. By blending into their environment, animals can avoid predators, animals that like to eat them. Camouflage also helps predators who wait for the right time to attack their prey. Okay, and this picture actually is not a bear hibernating. It looks like it's snow, but it looks like that bear has a fish in its mouth. Okay. Some animals survive by migrating during certain seasons of the year. Okay, they're moving from one place to another. Birds are a great example of this. Many species or different types of birds eat insects and nectar from plants. When it gets cold during the winter, there are fewer insects for the birds to eat. And the nectar comes when bees pollinate the flowers. That's the nectar. Okay, that's where the nectar comes from. When it gets cold during the winter, there are fewer insects for the birds to eat. Because of this, many birds fly south in the winter. They migrate. Southern places tend to be warmer in the winter than northern places. This means that there are more insects available for the birds to eat. Not all birds fly south in the winter, though. Some birds, like eagles and falcons, are meat eaters. As long as their food source doesn't disappear in the winter, they will not have to migrate. Other animals migrate at certain times of the year, like elk, which are related to deer or moose, whales, and dolphins. Okay. And whales, they migrate to give birth to their babies, and so do dolphins too. Okay. So now what you're going to do, you're going to come back over here to this slide. And after reading now, you're going to circle agree, disagree, or as you read each statement. After you have read, now you should know the answers to the questions. Okay. To these statements. Do not change your answers over here. Okay. Do not change your answers over here. Okay. Because that's predicting. You may or may not know the answers before you read, but after reading, you should know what the answers are. Okay. Then what you're going to do, you're going to complete this exit ticket. Why do animals migrate? Okay. And this is a map that shows you different animals and the locations where they migrate around the world. Okay. We've got the northern wheater, Arctic tern, which is a type of bird. Okay. And you see the Arctic tern is migrating to the south during the winter here. Okay. You've got the Anua falcon. Okay. Again, migrating to the south in green. You got the short-tailed shearwater migrating to the south here. You've got the rough and yellow migrating to the south. And you've got the Swanson's hawk in purple. Okay. So why do animals migrate? I need you to type your answer here. Answer the question. Why do animals migrate? Okay. Finish answering your question in that box. Okay. And I will move this down. Okay. Make it bigger so you have room to write your answer. Okay. We don't want it to auto fit. Okay. Let's see if we can make the box go down. Okay. It does. So type a sentence in there. Why do animals migrate? Okay. Refer back to the article. Okay. Why do animals migrate? Why do animals migrate? Okay, that information is on this slide. Why do they migrate? So answer the question. Okay. And I'll give you a clue. Animals migrate because of the weather. Okay, a lot of birds, they migrate during the winter to the south. And why do whales migrate? Think about that. Why do whales or salmon, why do they migrate? For what reason? Okay, so you can give me two reasons. Animals migrate because of blank and blank. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing the video, but I went through here and gave you the directions, so you should be able to do this. Okay. Now, you should have enough circles here. So if I drag these circles, okay, you see how it keeps repeating there? You drag, Okay, they move. So you should have enough circles. You should have enough. You keep grabbing another one. You should have enough. Okay, so they're cloned. Okay, so I'm just going to back it up and you should be able to do that. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. Again, we are talking about how animals survive and why.